friend, or I'll take your head.
What do you think about gasoline, Deanne?
Gasoline is awesome. I'm very proud of my friends Mark and Tay for following their dreams and seeing what comes about. It's awesome. It really is. That's pretty much it. I love Candy. I finally got one of her pieces.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay, there we go.
I don't want to talk. Please. Love you, Mark and Tay. Can I just do that?
Speed.
So, Gary, why don't you tell me about gasoline?
Gasoline Gallery is in El Segundo, and it is a lowbrow gallery, and it's very supportive of the arts here in the Southern California.
What about California Screamin 3? What's it mean?
California, boy, I don't know. I don't know what California Screamin means.
Well, what do they do at California Screamin 3?
Okay, we have car show. We block off one whole block of the streets for basically customs and hot rods that are in the area. It's free.
What is SJK on your shirt?
SJK is a Straight Jacket Customs. It was started by Mark Waldman, and basically it goes hand in hand with Gasoline Gallery. So it is a custom car club.
And how many cars? So what is the feeling at California Screamin 3? Does everyone get along?
Well, we do. Straight Jacket Customs gets along.
So, who's Mark Waldman?
Mark Waldman is an art fan who couldn't get his art collection big enough, fast enough, decided to open a gallery. Major art groupie, loving all of the lowbrow work, hot rod nut, car nut. We do this show to kind of give back to all of our artists that we dig, and they don't really get the chance to hang out very often. So this is kind of a party for them.
So you are.
Jeral Tidwel.
And what do you do?
I'm a ninja. Oh, and an artist, but you don't know I'm a ninja. It's a secret. No, I draw pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty sweet stuff.
Yeah, trying to avoid working at Arby's. That's the only other choice.
So what do you think of the show so far?
Oh, it's really sick. I mean, it's actually one of the biggest shows that I look forward to it every year, because you get the mix of the cars, you get artists from a few different countries, and it's like, where else is it legal for this many crazy people to be free at the same time?
Yeah.
They do barricade the ends to keep regular people out, but I mean, it's sick. I mean, I'm walking around with skate legends, like Japanese artists that are just like legendary guys, the best of the best from America, and then me.
I know.
What else could you ask for?
You can't ask too much.
They let me in. It's all good. So, Candy, what do you think about California Screamin?
I think this one far surpasses last year.
I think
We
so.
have way more cars, and the art is 100 times better and more amazing.
You
than
did
last
go
year.
in where the art is, right?
I did go in there.
Are you
yeah.
sure you want to stick to that statement?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
pretty
good.
Pretty sure. Well, with the exception of us.
Couple
we
of-
kind of suck, but.
Yeah,
So you are.
Rob Weil.
Yeah. And how are you affiliated with Gasoline?
I am the caretaker of the business. I took over for Mark in the shop when he decided to go wholesale and kind of take the gasoline name worldwide. So I hold down the fort, so to speak.
You're also in Straight Jacket, I believe.
I am the relatively newest member. We have a a couple new members, Jeral Tidwel and Seaweed, who's our prospect. But I was a prospect for a time there, and I worked it out of myself. So.
Good. So, what do you think of the show so far?
Unbelievable. More than I think we expected. We were saying that this block is getting to be too much for cars in general, and I think we're going to have to take another block next year. So, yeah, we're stoked.
The way you talk, I like the way you walk.
About your outfit you have on here today.
Well, I have my favorite shoes in the whole world on. I wear them so much they broke. And I'm still wearing them. And I'm rocking the fishnets because my legs are so white, and now you can't tell.
It's a good way to cover it.
I did too. And what else? The dress is from a cute little store on Pico and 14th called Brat. It's super cool. The lady's really nice. And I don't know, I like my skull ring. This is my favorite part. He's a cute little skull.
So what are you doing here today?
I'm checking out the cars and hopefully some artwork. Yeah. My friend's a local artist, so he actually told me about it, and it seems like a good time.
Yeah. Is he in the show?
He's not. No, he's has a show coming up, but not this one.
What? So how do you know about gasoline?
Just through him, I saw the website, and I actually haven't even been inside yet. I've been too mesmerized by the cars, but we're headed in there very soon.
Since I was about 7 years old, and I won't tell you my age now. I'm a lot older than that now. I support Gasoline Gallery and Mark here 100%. Actually, this is the first place I ever had my first gallery show, and it turned out really good, and Mark's been really helping people out in the whole custom culture field out here. And El Segundo is a nice little place. I know he's brought the whole scene up around here also. It's just a fantastic place to have a gallery show, and it's getting well known throughout the world. As far as Australia and Germany, and people are flying in from Japan. And it's just a great place to have a gallery shows at. My biggest influences were the Ed Roth, the Von Dutch. I've always looked up the Von Franco stuff. A lot of the old schools, because that's what I remember going to the car shows with my dad. This is the shirt. It just came out, I believe, today when I designed up. We've been just about, I don't know, quite a few artists have been designing shirts for Mark now, and this is what I came up with.
My artist name is Big Toe. My actual name's Tom Laura. My mom was an artist. My dad, after he came back from World War II, used to build hot rods, strip the fenders off, and chopped and channeled them. He paid $25 for his first day, which just blows me away. I grew up essentially on the beach. We all learned to ride waves from a real young age, and so that's how I sort of developed my love affair with the ocean, which is an important aspect of my artwork. Outsider cultures like surfing and hot riding are more alike than they are different. I went to school in the 80s, and I got my degree in art, but basically all that did was turn me off of art. I went into the surf industry and started making surfwear and drawing pictures for t-shirts and stuff. That was cool. I got to travel the world, got to go to Tahiti and most of the Hawaiian Islands and Western Samoa, a lot of really cool places, and really I think have been influenced by that a great deal. Gasoline I found just by accident and was really stoked to find them because they've been extremely supportive of my art. Ed Roth is a big influence on me, and through him, Rick Griffin, the Surfer Magazine cartoonist, was a big influence. Mad Magazine, of course, Don Martin and a lot of the other artists. Absolutely the PIZZ. And a lot of those guys just really inspired me to want to paint again.
My name's Jeral Tidwel, 38 years old. I was actually born here in Los Angeles, and then I was raised in Louisiana and now live in Kentucky. Sort of like 3 strikes and you're out. My name's Jeral Tidwel, and I don't even know what I'm doing this far. They brainwashed me. I gotta go. I've probably been doing art since before I could talk. My mom said when I was a kid that I didn't even want to talk. You can imagine that really now because I never shut up. When I was a kid, I would draw a picture and trade it for some kid to do my math homework, and if I wanted a girl to like me, I would draw a picture of Garfield or something, you know? So it's been a commodity for me, it's been my capital for my whole life. I was a kid in the 70s, so there was tons of crazy stuff, you know, lots of crazy cars and stuff. Skateboards were kind of really becoming, you know, sort of a printed media. You know, they really had cool graphics and stuff. They went from just being like the marble plastic ones you get at 7-Eleven to becoming like full-blown graphics. And at that time, Jim Phillips was a really a major force. If you came to school and I needed my math homework done, I would draw one of his things on your 3-ring binder for my math homework. Once I started getting a little bit older, I found out about Iron Maiden, the band, and like the album covers were just crazy. So I started trying to reproduce those, and then I found out about like all the monsters, all the Ed Roth monsters, and so it just kind of snowballed from there.
My name is Damian Fulton, and I give you digital permission to use my likeness, my image, my words, to have all these guys together, and more of all their work. Johnny Crap. I like saying that. Johnny Crap. Mr. G, Jeral, and to be together is a great honor. Each one of us has a little idiosyncrasy that I think separates what we do. A lot of the kind of lowbrow aesthetic has been done, and I think what we're trying to do is to just either do it better, do it different, do it harder. When we found out that all of us were going to be together, I think all of us sort of elevated that mission. The influences for me, and I think for a lot of the artists, were the types of things that impacted us as kids. The things we did that were fun and exciting for us. It wasn't necessarily the stuff we learned in art history, or when I was in college in my art classes. It was the stuff I did when I wasn't studying. It brings out a place in me that I love to go to, that reminds me of my youth and excitement and energy. And it was the doodles that I did on my peachy, or watching monster movies, or building Ed Big Daddy Roth model kits. It was what I did when I wasn't doing the stuff I was supposed to be learning.
Gasoline Gallery is my base.
Painting for the 16 to 17 years. He is coming from Kyushu, Japan. The town name is Fukuoka. His art style and his artwork, it's kind of the base. Yeah.
that life experience is sort of coagulating here on these canvases. For a lot of us, we always had our hands in illustration, art, painting, doodling, and a lot of us could eke out a living doing it. I worked for Disney, I developed stuff for Marvel. The credit goes to my wife, who said, when are you going to do painting for yourself? And at that point I started those doodles that I had in my sketchbooks, I started committing those to canvases. I distanced myself from all those kind of clients that I had, and when I was ready for my first show, the body of work that I had was different than anything I had done, but probably closer to my heart than anything. As a pop culture society, us baby boomers are all of a sudden saying, I love this wild, non-representational art, I think, but I don't know what it means. I don't really care. But heck, I remember that looks like something I saw as a kid, or a toy I got out of a cereal box, or I built that model, or my dad had that car, or something like that. And as a result, all those kinds of things fuse together, and as a result, you get this kind of artwork that is so relatable.
These are all done with acrylics and just regular synthetic hair brushes, but like the pinstriping that you see that's all over, like on the other pieces that I have here, those are all just done with pinstriping brushes. Actually, we're about to do a little demo and paint some of Mark's stuff, and you can see it if you'd like. That says this brush is dangerous. even here.
You don't see me laugh.
I'm somewhere else, actually.
Yeah, we get in the zone. We like to keep it up.
I like to really put a twist on everything. My friends actually say that I have a fisheye lens in my brain and everything gets twisted up. When I want to learn something, I just go see someone who does it and I just hang out with them for a day or just watch them for a little while at a car show and then go home and just pound my way through it until I figure it out. I got my start as a professional artist in an airbrush shop in a mall. I went in and the guy was standing there painting and I just walked up behind him just like every smart-ass teenager and be like, hey, I could do that. And he was like, oh, really? So he turned around and like put me on the spot in front of a whole crowd of people on a Saturday. And I did it. It was terrible, but he saw that I had the guts and he was like, this kid's all right, you know? So that's when I got started. I was 18. This month is my 20-year anniversary as a professional artist. So it's been a minute. Lowbrow art is basically things that people didn't know what classification to give it, so they just sort of gave it a sort of a dirty name, and it stuck. It was like sort of slanderous, and then we adopted it and just ran with it. We kind of like having rough edges and broken parts. For me, it's fun. I mean, it's really like, I don't think anything in here would send you into any sort of philosophical debate. It's really, you know, Mark really, he lives this stuff, you know, so he doesn't really make us bend over backwards and try to fit into anything. He's just like, whatever the hell you want to do. And so that's, you can't really ask for a better venue than sort of an open forum like that. Gasoline Gallery can pretty much do whatever they want because he owns me. I sold myself to him for $20.
My papa said, son, you're going to drive me to drinking if you don't quit driving that hot rod Lincoln.
My dad connects me to hot rods. He's an old resto rod guy, and he's been building cars since I was a little kid, even before that, and I grew up in the garage with him. I'm Candy. I love art, and I think that everybody who can get involved should be involved, even if they're not artists, and Gasoline is definitely one of the hot spots to be involved. They support the lowbrow, and that's what we need. I love Mark. I love them all. I think this is my 4th show with Gasoline. I've been painting for about 6 years. I show all over the place, but this is my spot. The lowbrow hot spot.
My intern, Candy. Where did Candy come from?
The Lord of Lowbrow, the PIZZ.
Well, I had his friend.
He's definitely one of my favorite artists and will always be.
And he says, hey, there's this chick at the coffee shop I was working at.
His colors, bright colors, shading.
I think about it, call her up, and I decided to interview her.
His characters, everything's really fun, and I like to capture that in my work.
She's all fucking bubbly, like 19.
He's done pretty much everything for me. I wouldn't be an artist without him, so.
Basically, it was almost like after-school special for about a couple of years, where she'd come by after work.
He's trained me. I didn't really know how to paint before I met him.
She keeps doing the teenage thing. It's like, I know everything now. I'm gonna fucking march off there. And she marches off yet another pier in the water. Like, you need some help there, you know.
He's kind of bossy, so it's hard to like be in his area because he, you know, everything has to be his way always, which is fine because he's the master. I'm the student. It's what's supposed to happen.
Somewhere around there, I see through all this mess and chaos, you know, and I see this little center point here. It's like, you know what? This reminds me of me when I was her age. There's something here.
This one is called The Hill.
Your work doesn't look like anybody else's, and it's got this real freshness to it, which is cool.
I live in Signal Hill, and I've always lived there, and This is where I used to play. We used to go off-roading up in the dirt and break the truck that we were always in and get drunk and do things illegal and have fun.
It doesn't read like genre stuff. It looks like her stuff.
My garage is my studio. My dogs are there with me all the time, and it's real comfortable. I get to play music real loud. I got some big speakers.
Some guys have a lot of talent and they can't paint a good painting for shit. Whereas like other people have really good energy and feel for humanity and people, whatever, and they make a great painting, even though they might have chops. And Candy has both. She's got chops. She has some good ideas. She's somebody to watch out for, definitely.